I'm TKO Gary with TKO Performance Group, and I am here with Jolene Brown. You all are in for a treat. She is going to be our speaker on August 15th at the NSA New Mexico meeting. So let's get to meet Jolene Brown. First, let me tell you a little bit about her. She has over 3 decades of speaking, and her niche is all about agriculture. In fact, she has been called the Dr. Phil of agriculture. She is a 2017 inductee into the prestigious CPAE Speaker Hall of Fame, and she's an recipient of the Certified Speaking Professional, the highest designation you can receive in the National Speakers Association. And on top of that, she's an absolutely fantastic person. Hi, Jolene. It's so good to have you here with us today.
Well, I'm just tickled. Greetings from my farm in Iowa to those of you in the beautiful state of New Mexico. Thank you for letting me come on board today.
So Jolene, give us just a little teaser of some of what you might be sharing with us, like one tip or one idea that you might be sharing with us on August 15th.
Well, I want you to know we're going to talk about being in a niche market. And by the way, you can either say niche if you want to be a little French, or you can say niche as in pitch, but either way is acceptable. But you know, for 30 years, I have worked in the niche market of agriculture. And what I have learned is that if you're going to be in a narrow market, you better have experience and expertise and credibility that helps an event planner or attendees solve problems. Because what happens then is the market will come to you. So I've found that in a niche market, it is not limiting, it is limitless.
And I just love that. And as we were talking, she said, the more you limit in your niche, the more it's just limitless. So that's fantastic. If you want to hear more about that, make sure you check in with us on August 15th. Now, something else that I loved about talking with Jolene is I found out that she says when you do things right, when you do the business right, then you can sit down at the Christmas table together. And Jolene is a person that I think you would want to sit down at a business table together. So Jolene, tell us a little bit about your consulting services and the kinds of tables that you sit around.
Well, I've had the privilege to be over 400 kitchen tables of families who have asked me to help them fix or grow or transition their business. And they taught me what works and what doesn't. So when I arrive after all that pre-work and I'm finally on site, I bring my 4 tools, which are a mirror, a box of tissues, a roll of duct tape, and a 2x4 board. And I actually use them all. But my whole purpose behind what I do and the tools that I teach, the stories that I tell, are to help them increase their productivity, which increases their profitability, which will give them peace of mind, and then they can sit together happily at a holiday table. And so that's what I'm all about. I want us to honor our families by doing the business right.
And this is fantastic. If you want to hear more about Jolene, make sure that you sign up to come to August 15th, NSA New Mexico. You'll be getting information at the end of this video clip. And Jolene, I got one more question for you. We like to ask people a question that's going to give us a little more insight to you as a person. The question we have for you is, if you could have anything for dinner tonight, what would you have?
Okay, sweet corn out of my garden. I have a huge garden. If you follow me on Facebook, you will see that I have 9 strands of electrified fence around my garden to keep out the herded deer and the rabbits and the woodchucks and the skunks and everything else along the way. But it is working in that garden. It is working on our farm, and I am active on our farm. That keeps me grounded. So I can go any place in the world. And when I come back home on my gravel roads. I come back home to the black soil of Iowa. I come back home to my farm, and I come back home to my farmer. And it is those roots that let me fly far away.
That is fantastic. Well, Farmer Brown is going to be with us August 15th. So Jolene, why don't you give us your website address and we'll wrap this up.
It's very simple. It's jolenebrown.com, Jolene Brown. By the way, if you just Google Jolene Brown, you'll probably get either me or a pole dancer. So keep looking until you got the speaker.
And make sure you get Jolene the speaker and join us on August 15th. I'm TKO Gary, TKO Performance. Please join us at NSA New Mexico. Jolene, thank you so much for your time. All of you, if you're not putting this on your calendar right now, do it now. Grab a pen, grab a pencil, mark your calendar. NSA New Mexico, August 15th. Thank you, Jolene.
Thank you.